Yesterday, after a win that shook the NFL, Mark Andrews dropped one of those lines nobody saw coming. And he went straight for the point about Lamar Jackson. No rehearsed speech, no cliches. He was brutally honest. And the way he talked about the number 8 left everyone stunned. Because what Andrews said wasn't just praise, it was a warning. A clear message about what's about to happen with the Ravens now that Lamar's back. And when you hear his words, you'll understand why that statement completely changed the energy in Baltimore. Right after the win over the Dolphins, Mark Andrews didn't hesitate for a second to make one thing crystal clear. Lamar Jackson changes everything. The tight end spoke with confidence and pride, pointing out that the quarterback is a 2-time MVP for a reason, and he proved it on the field. 4 touchdown passes, total control of the game, and a performance that made it seem like he had never been out. The leader was back in charge, and Andrews knew exactly what that meant. The way he talked about Lamar said more than words ever could. You could feel it, a mix of relief and confidence. Andrews wasn't just celebrating a win. He was reaffirming the team's identity. Because while Jackson was out, the Ravens' offense felt incomplete, lacking that spark that commands respect from the first snap. But as soon as he returned, everything started falling into place again, and Andrews was the first to acknowledge it. Beyond the stats, what stood out was the emotional impact Lamar has on the team. Andrews sees it up close. The rhythm changes, the locker room changes, the players' focus changes. When he said Lamar is special, he meant the whole team regains belief when number 8 is leading. It's the kind of influence you can't measure in numbers but feel in every play, every drive, every touchdown that reignites the confidence of a team that seemed lost. And that's exactly what we saw against Miami. A revived team, driven by the connection between 2 players who don't even need words to understand each other. Andrews wasn't just praising his quarterback. He was pointing to the Ravens' rebirth. And it's that partnership between Lamar and Andrews that continues to be the heart of this offense and the launching point for what comes next. Even after weeks apart, the chemistry between Lamar Jackson and Mark Andrews came back as if nothing had changed. From the very first drive, it was clear they were in sync. Quick glances, subtle adjustments, and a trust that only exists between players who know each other inside and out. Andrews was the go-to target in the most critical moments, catching 2 touchdowns and setting the pace with precise, confident routes. The old duo was back, running the game naturally and intelligently. What's even more impressive is how that connection seems to spread through the rest of the team. When Lamar finds Andrews, everything flows better. The offense gains confidence. The playbook opens up, and the opposing defense has to choose between defending the pass or containing Lamar's improvisation. It's a combination that challenges any coverage and keeps defenders reacting instead of controlling the game. Their bond is the foundation of an offense that's regained identity, rhythm, and real threat. Mark Andrews made it clear on the field that this isn't just about talent. It's about mutual trust. He knows where Lamar will put the ball even before it leaves his hands. And Lamar trusts completely that Andrews will be in the right spot at the right time. That kind of synergy can't be taught. It's built over years through battles and high-pressure moments. And on the night everything had to click, it did perfectly. The effect was instant. Baltimore's offense regained its flow and started playing with joy again, something that seemed lost while Lamar was out. That positive energy was so evident that Andrews talked about how the group keeps growing each week. And it's exactly that renewed confidence that sets up the next point, the new energy in the Ravens' locker room. Andrews' words after the game were more than praise. They reflected what's happening inside the team. He said with conviction that the group will only continue getting better and better. And that says a lot about the current state of the team. The atmosphere, which just a few weeks ago seemed heavy and directionless, is now full of optimism. Lamar Jackson's return brought confidence back, and Andrews was the voice translating that shift into words. This kind of leadership has a deep impact. When a leader like Andrews speaks with that much certainty, the whole team feels it. It's a message that the worst is behind them, that the team has found its rhythm again. Baltimore is no longer the lost team that started 1-5. Now it's a group that believes in itself and knows there's still time to turn the season around. This transformation starts in the mindset, and that's exactly what Andrews made clear. Focus is back. The confidence he radiates is contagious. Just look at how the players reacted during and after the game. Bigger celebrations, Smiles on the bench, a collective feeling that something big is being rebuilt. Andrews embodies that emotional turnaround. He speaks with the authority of someone who lives every practice, every meeting, every game. And when he says the group will keep improving, no one doubts it. This renewed energy explains why the Ravens played with such intensity against Miami. It was more than technique. It was attitude. It was unity. And that energy is now spreading throughout the entire roster, laying a solid foundation for what's next. Because now, with confidence and abundance, comes the most important part, turning that emotion into result on the field.
All right, we're already past the halfway point of this video, but before we continue, I noticed you haven't left a like yet. It's really important because it helps YouTube keep showing you my content so I can keep bringing you the best news about the Baltimore Ravens. So go ahead and hit that like button. It's free and it really helps. Thanks. Now let's get back to it.
Lamar's presence doesn't just change the offense. It changes everything. Mark Andrews spoke about it with emotion, and you can see why. When Lamar is on the field, the team plays lighter, looser, and with more courage. He inspires confidence, makes teammates believe, and it shows in every play. Against the Dolphins, it wasn't just his talent on display. It was the effect he has on everyone around him. The team looked more alive, more connected, and more willing to fight for every yard. Andrews, who's always been an emotional barometer for the Ravens, feels this firsthand. He knows Lamar has an impact that goes beyond the scoreboard. He's the kind of leader who changes the vibe just by walking into the locker room. And that's rare. When he returned, the offense seemed to breathe again, like confidence was restored instantly. And that's exactly what Andrews wanted to highlight in interviews. The team found itself again because its heart started beating strong. This type of influence is what separates an ordinary player from a true franchise quarterback. Lamar doesn't need to shout or give speeches. He leads with presence, energy, and attitude. Andrews, who knows the side of him better than anyone, made it clear how much the group feeds off that. It was a powerful reminder. When number 8 is healthy, Baltimore is a completely different team in every sense. And it was from that collective energy that the most memorable line of the night was born, the one that made headlines and captured the moment's spirit. With number 8 leading the charge, we're a dangerous team. And that idea sets up the final point, the warning Andrews sent to the entire league. When Mark Andrews said that it wasn't just post-game hype, it was a statement of identity. He knows what this team is capable of when Lamar is in command. The win over the Dolphins didn't erase the tough start to the season, but it showed what Baltimore can be when it's whole. The offense worked, the defense responded, and confidence is back, with number 8 leading the charge. As Andrews said, this team is dangerous again. This isn't empty motivation. It's a message inside and out. The Ravens are alive. Andrews made it clear that no one in the locker room is thinking about giving up or waiting for next year. On the contrary, there's a growing sense that this comeback could be the start of something special. The team found rhythm, the offense reconnected, and Lamar's leadership became the fuel they needed. What's most striking is that Andrews didn't speak as if making a promise. He spoke with certainty based on what he saw on the field. The team played with intensity, focus, and confidence, 3 ingredients that turn wins into a streak. And looking at the schedule, with games against the Vikings, Browns, Jets, and Bengals coming up, it's clear there's room for this resurgence to turn into a real run. Andrews knows it, which is why his words sound like a warning to the AFC. The Ravens are back. They've started reacting. The offense has found its rhythm. And with Lamar leading the way, no one can underestimate what this group is capable of. The message is clear. Baltimore may have fallen, but with number 8 in command, they're back to being the team nobody wants to face. After everything Mark Andrews said and the show Lamar Jackson put on, it's clear the Ravens are no longer the lost team from the start of the season. Confidence is back, the offense is flying again, and the chemistry between these two can change any game. Andrews' message was clear. With Lamar leading, nobody can underestimate Baltimore. The season is far from over, but if this level of play continues, the Ravens could surprise a lot of people and turn the playoff race around. And you? Do you think this Lamar and Andrews partnership will take Baltimore farther than anyone expected? Keep watching, because this team promises big moments ahead.
And if you, just like me, are passionate about the world of football and want to learn more about the Ravens' legacy, don't leave this video without sharing it with that friend who is also a Baltimore Ravens fan and will love this content. See those video suggestions on your screen? The first one was handpicked just for you, and the other is a recommendation from YouTube itself.